상thiên世界 Halayla. Someday Dream is back na. And my name is Rez Toledo. This is Tagalog na Someday Dream. Click like and share. Sa simula pa lang, save this video, save this audio, follow the podcast on Spotify. Let's get started on the Rezbt-S podcast. Sangtian-se-che-sien-chai Laila. Ito lang ang alam kong Chinese words. Sa ngayon, Sangtian-se-che is the translation of Summer Daydream. And the Summer Daydream is my life's project. I am the creator of Someday Dream. It started in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So one of the basic reasons for you to be listening on to this content, this podcast, this physicality, this space galawan is because you admire the quality, the calibre of Sangtian-se-che. Sangtian-se-che Sin-chai Halala is back na nga. So parang wag nyo na isipin sana na totoo ba yan? Rez, is that really you? Mga ganong arte ba? I don't really wanna do that kind of arte because I do wanna warn you. Second take ng intro. I do want to warn you, this episode is all about some red pills. Doing some adjustments, I'm being pressured by the spirits to really go on the red pilled path, which is what I like. And if you are not aware of that, then at least nagawa ko ng disclaimer sa simula pa lang because this is where we are going. What I mean by that is sometimes I might get sasabihin ko na lang, this episode I might focus and baka naisipan kong mag-share about yung pagpuputa sa industriya at yung filosofiya ng pagpuputa, which is pop culture philosophy, if you're not so please do beware and unfollow mo na ako or doon ka na lang sa ibang YouTuber pag ayaw mo ng ganitong content. And kung hindi ka naman nagtatagalog, kung hindi ka Tagalog, mas lalo pa kitang wini-welcome kasi actually mas lugi ako sa iyo. I am part of a base Tagalog minority. The Tagalog is a minority. Kung di mo pa, wala pa nagsasabi sa inyo, konti lang kami. But our message is for everyone. The message that I try to extract from my learnings. And this is gonna be more about, I think, an episode or a recording on my feelings right now na parang, tayo na artist ako eh. Ayoko naman talaga magturo eh, diba? Parang gusto ko talaga lumaki akong artist, lumaki akong pinag-artist lang talaga ako. Pinagdo-drawing ako nung bata ako. Hindi ko naman alam na marunong akong kumanta. Hindi ko naman alam na may mahahawakan akong iba-ibang skills, So, it's very normal for me to just express this what do you call this, parang personal hinagpi ba yung word na parang ayoko naman talaga nagtuturo eh, hindi naman talaga, so what I call it is sharing and if you like what I share, again as part of the third part of the intro, uso ngayon yung pinapahaba yung intro, guys. So, sinasabi ko lang. As a third part of the intro, kung ayaw mo naman yung sinashare ko, wag mo na i-like. Wag mo na tumigil ka na dyan, diba? Wag tayo maglokohan, diba? I do want to resonate, full sync and resonate with you. I want to be part of your timeline. I want to be part of your time. And if we're not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. Aww. But, it is the theme of the Rezbt-S podcast. It's the color theme. It's not the political parang sense, ganyan. Parang colors dictate a lot of what you are gonna hear and a lot of what you are gonna expect. Alam nga naman black and white lagi. And or alam mo yun, pati yung content black and white, we live in the 2020 scene. And I might say things that might hurt your brain, might say things that might rupture some of your veins and your heart schemings and things that alam mo yun, yung meme na nakita ko yung meme na yun, yung parang pag masama ugali ko minsan talaga, I am very mean, especially to those people who I love. To those who have grown up with me, pinapakita ko talaga yung mean side ko because I don't have time to alam mo yun, I don't have time as a person to really sit down with a person to tell them a message. I kind of expect my brothers, my sisters, my loved ones to vibe from this because you're my clan. Diba? Kung di kita matagal na kitang di matagal mo nang di naririnig yung boses ko. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm up to. And that's why I always say, what up, clan? What up, clan? That is a very long-ass intro for a podcast. Even for me, I think I really appreciate really long intros because I am getting pressured by the kuyas and the masters of this podcasting space to do as they have done in the space because as I put it in one of my writings, secret, wink, wink, just stay around for it because wala pa sa oras. The road is paved with I forget my lines. But the road is paved with yung tinatahak nating daan. Pinagdaanan na rin ng maraming magagaling sang tinsatche. So that is what I think now of the meaning ng someday dream na matagal ko nang sinasabi, hindi na akin to. Hindi na akin tong someday dream na to. Sa inyo na to. Pag nakamit nyo na, ibigay mo na. Kung trip mo pa rin dun sa trabaho ko, sali ka pa rin, edi sali ka lang. Pero yung someday dream, matagal nang binigay yun. 10 years na yung kinakanta. 10 years na yung nire-request. Sawang-sawa na, yung iba, hindi pa rin sawa doon. Yun yung ginagawa nilang substance, diba? Yun yung ginagawa nilang parang mysticism, that HDD acronisticismo, diba? Na parang, I guess what I want to say right now is, wag niyo akong tatawaging idol. Wag niyo akong tatawagin idol, ha? Kasi, isa yun sa mga talagang, kahit nung nagtitraining din ako ng mga batang artist, yun ang sinuturo ko talaga sa kanila. Natutunan ko sa philosophy sa school, which is called in Latin eidolon, which is refers to a process of, search mo na lang, Google mo na lang, eidolon, I-E-I, search mo letter E, eidolon. Ma-search mo yan, makita mo yung mga imahe ng eidolon. Wag niyo I suggest against that. I suggest against idolon lang naman. So wag mo tawaging idol, na iinis ako eh. Parang, di mo ba alam pangalan ko? Alam yung pangalan ko nakalagay dyan. Minsan sinasabi ko pa yung iba kong pangalan. Minsan sasabihin ko pa yung pangalan na natutunan ko sa inyo. Ganun na ako ka-red pilled. Alam ko naman yung mga pinagagagawa ko as an artist eh. Nasa point na ako ng artistry na niloloko na ako ng iba kong kaibigan na, Rez, ang artist, pag inaabot-abot mo yung pananalita ng pagiging nationalist artist, national artist level, ang trato sa'yo is second in line ka lagi sa mga pinagsasabi ng mga top of the chief, mga chief of the chiefs. So second ka dun lagi, and walang panama si Lenny Robredo sa akin. Kumbaga yun ang pinakagustong sabihin. Sarap naman sabihin naman talaga ng dabo. Walang panama si Lenny Robredo sa mga pinagsasabi natin sa Rezbt-S podcast. Sa akin mismo maybe, I'm very respectful of women. But sa Rezbt-S podcast, I'm doing this a lot now and I'm kind of getting addicted. You're kind of addicted to listening to the content that I'm bringing forth. The ways of saying, nabivain na ako dun sa bagong monitor. Suot ko kasi yung, magic, ko eh. Ina-arbor to eh. Na-arbor tong jacket na to. Pero wag naman. Ito yung, ito yung comfort jacket ko eh. So yeah, let's get right into the meat of this podcast. I'm feeling really good right now and I'm feeling, parang my goal lang is parang kung papogi ako sa simula, dapat sa dulo ng podcast na to ay pangit na ako kakasalita ng base Tagalog. Kasi yun talaga yung isa sa mga teachings ng kung paano magsalita ng base Tagalog. Yung mga teacher ko na nagbe-base Tagalog naman talaga. Tapos para lang magka-konting pera, sabihin nila Filipino yung trip nila ituro. Pero totoo, base Tagalog na pala naman talaga yung pinagtuturo nila. Tapos yung mga anak nila, kunwari pa silang Filipino writers, Filipino teachers, pero yung mga anak nila, puro Inglesero. Tapos, pag wala sa klase, sasabihin nila sa amin, ano nyo ba yung anak ko, Inglesero, ganyan, hindi ko nga maintindihan eh. Now you understand. Now we all understand, I hope, with this new theory that I'm presenting, which is the base Tagalog theory of everything. And this requires a lot of postulating and manhandling and hypothesis theory collection data and collection of thoughts, collection of comments, collection of things that pwede nating ulit-ulitin. Parang kanina lang, may nagre-reklamo na artist tungkol sa industriya daw niya na design. Tapos kinoment ko, BPO lang yan, pre. Tapos sabi niya, what? What? And I hope this is a nice teaching point, right? And I was like, ginugol ko yung BPO, tapos tinignan ko yung one of the tenets of BPO is forms processing. So sabi ko sa kanya, as an artist, what I mean is, sa Pilipinas, sa kultura ng Pinoy, walang design. Kahit invento mo yun, wala kang pake dyan, diba? Alam mo yun, yung mga kupal. Ayan ba yung design mo? Wala kang pake dyan. Para sa akin, forms lang yan. Poprocess ko yan. Papasa ko na sa boss ko. Yun ang ang tawag doon, agaw. Ang tawag doon, agaw. Not necessarily nakaw. Kasi baka bata pa siya eh. Baka bata pa siya, tanga lang talaga siya na akala niya, ay ganito yung pagiging artist eh. Diba? Ang pagiging artist ay stealing. Sino bang sabi nun? Patay na rin nagsabi niya eh. So ako na lang nagsabi nun. Ang pagiging artist talaga, hindi ka naman stealing talaga. Kumaga sa NBA, kung ito talaga yung NBA mo, and I do always have to make this disclaimer that I am a professional artist. I'm not a con artist, Hindi ako nanloloko ng tao, I gotta say. Mga tao, nagpapakaloko dun sa mga nalalaman nila sa akin. And you've seen that in the public sphere, diba? You've seen that multiple times, people being loko about someday dream. Kesyo daw yung someday dream baliw na panaginip. Baliw na panaginip, yan. Nagsasabi ng mga turo ng mga, well, comment lang, and pag sinabi yung baliw na panaginip, a nightmare, it's still sangtinsutye. Because sangtinsutye means a mulberry tree illusion. The rough translation of the characters is a mulberry tree illusion. And I would not like to discuss more of that because it's very self-explanatory if you kind of draw the characters. So parang, I do claim na, when I revealed my Gladys character studies, if you could remember that, Gladys character studies, parang doon nauso yung character, ganyan. So kung may character ka na, alam mo na kung sino yung mga character na gusto mo sundan, pangatawanan mo na, nandito ka na and I welcome you. Look at my face. Listen to me. I welcome you. I welcome you as part of this podcast. And thank you for sharing and appreciating all that we have been doing to wala tayong agenda. Our thing is to learn to as much as possible have a positive mindset. Parang kanina nisip ko, simulan ko kaya yung podcast ng sasabihin ko, dinadaan kayo sa gitara, dinadaan kayo sa mga matatamis na words ng mga kung sino-sino na naniniwala pa rin sa oras ng OPM, which is also acronisticismo. Kung naniniwala pa rin kayo sa acronisticismo, heed my words na what I mean by when I say acronisticismo is acronym mysticism. Acronym mysticism is lagi nilang 3-letter words na ganito, ganyan. Buti kung maganda yung ginagawa nila, diba? Maganda, nakikita mo yumayaman talaga yung mga tao. Tulad ng mga departamento sa Amerika na pag nagkakaganyan silang mga acronym, well-funded sila ng gobyerno mismo. Yung OPM ba, well-funded ba ng gobyerno mismo? Hindi nga nila alam paano patakbuhin yung Department of Music na yun eh. Wala namang ganun na. Nasira na yun, pinapanatiliin kong magturo as a musician against 8 years na akong anti-OPM. Yung timing, not the music, not the people in it. Yung parang poison ng OPM na ganyan pa. Putang ina. Ano ibig sabihin nun, diba? Parang, ano ba yun, diba? Parang, ako pa lang and some of my friends have been saying that. And if you are an artist, you are a musician, it's very important that you know that about me as my part of my historicity, my authentic contribution to our society. And although I am not a firm believer of society anymore, I do want to encourage you to explore also individualism, which is a topic that I've been talking about with Travis Monsod on our podcast called Restart Online PH. Namin yung nitty-gritty ng individualism, which I have to say, if you are following in this space, although a lot of us actually preach against idealism, ang sasabi ko dyan, di naman lahat ng ideologies is mali. They're not religions. Obviously, Peterson says they're not religions, but they're not totally wrong either. When you want to speak about isms and tics, ganyan, panapanahon yan. And ngayon, panapanahon talaga to really talk about, I think, individualism. So I want to jump from that and get a dark term and take that on a very Tagalog sense. Magtatagalog na ako, guys. Ang tawag sa mga ganitong usapan para sa akin, ang panaklaw dito, especially I have discussed na napag-share ko na sa inyo yung konsumerismo. Marami na atang nakakarinig ng gusto ko talagang sabihin na nahihiya pa ako and ganyan. Pagpuputa ang tawag dyan sa ng mga Tagalog. Pagpuputa. I don't want to translate it in English, pero yun ang translation ni Sir Jope Guevara. Tama ba? Sorry kung teacher mo rin siya. And kilala niyo naman kung sino yung kung kaklase kita kay Sir Jope na pop philosophy sa Bellarmine ko na tutunan yun. Ang pinakamasarap na kwento ko dyan nung naging teacher ko yung philosopher teacher na yun. I don't know where he is now. Pero doon ako nabigyan. Sabi niya, may isang philosopher na after niya ituro yung Ordo Amoris, Order of Love. I'll get into that in a bit. Para lang, ma-share ko lang. Is that, ito na, I'll jump to the point para sobrang red pill na talaga. I'll jump to the point na if you are listening to this, I had a friend who naiyak siya nung tinuro to. Napansin ko, maaga siya umalis sa klase tapos kinausap ko siya kasi medyo chicks siya. Tapos nagtabi kami doon sa railing ng namin, ng klase. Okay lang ba? Okay lang ba you? Nagalawan. And I was like, ganyan. She's from Cebu. She's a Bisaya also, ganyan. And meron siyang problema about ganito sa family niya. Hindi pa niya sa akin sinasabi. Di pa kami magkakilala pero magkaklase talaga kami. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo, balanse lang ang buhay. Blah, 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 ganyan. And sabi niya, nagulat siya. Eventually, nalaman ko na nagulat siya sa teaching ng pagpuputa. Ano ba yung pagpuputa? Alam mo yun? Hindi ko sasabing ikaw yun. Or hindi ko sasabing ako yun. Yung konsepto ng pagpuputa, di rin naman, hindi pa rin yun nalalaman ng algoritmo ng Tagalog. Kung ano ba yung pagpuputa. Kaya pwede ko yung sabihin hanggang may magalit sa akin sa Facebook, alam naman nila yung pagpuputa eh. Sa Google, alam nyo ba yung pagpuputa? YouTube, alam nyo ba yung pagpuputa? Diba? Pagpuputa. Diba? Yun, yung word na yun, kung di nyo pa alam yun, paano nyo ilalagay sa AGI? Paano nyo ituturo yung consciousness ng pagpuputa sa mga robot na gusto nyong gumaya sa akin, sa amin, sa atin? Diba? Yun ang pag-isipan nyo kung nasa Google ka, nagtatrabaho ka sa Spotify, nagtatrabaho ka sa mga big conglomerate, I'm saying this because there's a discussion kung may pagkatao ba yung mga kumpanya, diba? Yun ang pinag-iisipan at pinag-aawayan ng lahat ng mga tao ngayon. Pero yung pagpuputa, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun? I think this is Max Scheler who said this. Max Scheler, if I'm wrong, it might be because he got this from Heidegger, if I'm not mistaken, diba? Parang dikit-dikit yan existentialismo. Ngayon, what I like about this, hindi yata si Max Scheler, but like, ito yung philosophy ng galing. Paano maging magaling magmahal. Let's talk about love. Part to ng love, passion, working for what you love, doing what is, let's skip the hands thing. Doing what is right for you because you love what you're doing, not just because at the end of the day, at the end of the month, may kwarta ka. May filosofiya na nagsasabi, hindi ako yung nagsasabi, na hanggang di mo nahanap yung talaga mong gustong gawin, sinabi mo na sa sarili mo, diba? Sinabi ko na sa sarili ko, gustong mag-drawing, gusto ko matutong makipag-friends, that's passion, being social, gusto ko itong matutunan ko. Pag sinabi ko yan sa sarili ko, sinabi ko lalong-lalo na ito yung gusto kong mahalin, gusto kong matutunan, and nagkaisip na ako, and hindi ko pa rin ginagawa after 2, 3, 4 years, hindi necessarily na, yung philosopher na to, sinasabi niya, hindi necessarily na nagkakasala ka. Ang sinasabi niya, nagpuputa ka. So, let's go back to that classmate of mine na fino-flirt ko siya. Sabi ko, ba't ikaw na concerned dun sa teaching ng philosophy ngayon? Philosophy naman to, hindi man to religion. Diba parang, ina-ask ko siya. Sabi niya. And what she wanted to ask the professor is that, and I think she did so in a private scenario, na sabi niya, I do so also for that professor. Sabi niya, ng professor daw sa kanya, so sir, lahat ba ng hindi nakakamit because of any circumstance sa buhay nila, dahil mahirap lang sila, dahil wala silang alam, dahil kesyo ganyan, excuses, wala silang katwiran, dahil blah blah blah, hindi nila nalalaman or di nila sa kanila natuturo ang konsepto ng pagpuputa, ibig bang sabihin nun na puta na sila? Diba? And based on that philosophy, yes, that is exactly pagpuputa. So she wasn't able to accept that for a good while because she was young. Maybe you were young. And whenever I say pagpuputa, na ka? Ay puta. Ay puta. Diba? Which is normal in our culture, I say that a lot. I say that in my household a lot and minsan may sumasagot. And then so for this particular friend of mine from the past, yun dun siya naging heavy yung heart niya dun na nagalit siya dun sa philosophy nung tao na nagsabi na most of us are born with pagpuputa, into pagpuputa. Yun ang norm ng maraming tao. And I think this is exactly why ang sinasabi ko, my advantage, and if you're listening to me, a real advantage for doing this is that I always try to discount myself as a teacher. It's not my path. I never wanted to be a teacher. If you're learning from me, if you're trying to, I am expression. I am sound. I am focus. I am a blank canvas when I express my full thoughts, Nung bata ako, trip ko yung susulatan ko yung buong kong kamay ng lyrics ng Bamboo, lyrics ng ni Rico, ganun lang. Especially Bamboo, diba? Parang doon ako namulat sa nationalismo. Sorry. Pero kay Rico, namulat lang ako sa kultura ng mga ibon. So, but yeah, I was that kind of person, and going back to pagpuputa pa rin, di ba? Ang masakit doon para sa mga not just babae, kasi may mga lalaki naman pinanganak din talaga sa pagpuputa, hindi rin nila ma-explain na maayos yun. Minsan ako na lang mag-explain, di ba? As an artist, not as a teacher, and which is why sasabi sa akin ni Travis Monsod, who I'm also launching you can listen to our podcast now. What I learned from him, what we talked about is that masasanay na lang siguro tayo eventually as people of the cloth and the learnings na konti lang tayo. So talagang mag-gravitate yung consciousness ng mga tao doon sa kaalaman na natatranslate mong tama. So, not necessarily given that, my narcissistic side is saying, but I'm just sharing this, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I would like to support you as a teacher. I would like to support you as an educator. And that's part of my goal. So, yun ang sasabi kong parang minimum viable product na you should be listening to me. You should be sharing about this podcast. You should be more and more getting into this because although sinasabi kong wala akong agenda talaga, one of my characteristics is to really not be benevolent but to help out using who I am. And who I am is an evolved artist who knows about these things, and I apply them in my art. I apply them in my philosophies in order to create unique things, new things, modern tastes, future forward ambitions, and lay them down for everyone na humahabol to pick up on. You pick up on this, tapos you log out, di sige, log out ka na. Diba? Okay ka na pala eh. Diba? Pero kung ikaw yung tipo na matagal nang hindi naka-log out, matagal nang nag-share, also because I'm sharing me as an artist. Mahiya ka naman, 'di ba? Na I am not dominating. I am trying to become part of your space. Mahiya naman din ako na I can't be mean. I can't be like all about your mom and your dad, and I don't know them. You might know me digitally, so I'm happily being part of your digital space, your speakers, your phones, your Bluetooth, your screens. Ideally, para ma-explain ko ng maayos where this spaceship is going. This spaceship is taking on a path where I could always practice that toroidal effect. Alam niyo yung toroidal effect? Yung ganun. Toroid. I might be wrong, but donut. Yung the donut. So, there's no excuse to be mahiyain because one, ang defense point ko dito is sinanay tayo na alam niyo yung mga tunuglata na songs, paulit-ulit. Makaka 1,000 times ka sa tunuglata na MP3 na ninakaw mo lang. Nasanay ako sa ganun kahit naman ako ginawa ko yun eh. 'Di ba? Na tinitingnan ko yan, tapos sa MP3 player ko yan, ulit lang ng ulit. So yung ganun kanipis na content na hindi pa ganun kaganda noon, maganda na ngayon eh. Siyempre yung mga mas bago na wala na rin akong oras because hindi pa naman napapanahon para magpaganda ng mga pagandahan sa music ngayon because ang dami pang bata. Anyway, di ba parang nasanay ako sa ganun eh, yung maninipis. Kinakabit-kabit ko dyan, parang maliliit. Pero ngayon medyo tumatanda na ako, na nakikipanahon na ako, nakikiuso na ako sa gusto ng mga parents ko, gusto ng mga folks ko, gusto ng mga elders ko. Sip-sip na ako doon, di ba? Sip-sip na ako doon. And kundi ikaw naman, kung ganun din yung trip mo, edi sip-sip na rin tayo sa kanila. Mami, ito nga pala si Bradley Chong. Ito yung, sino si Bradley Chong? Tapos i-explain mo, nagka-family bonding kayo ngayon. Di ba? Tapos wala na ako doon. Kaya nga sasabi ko sa inyo, ito yung brand natin, guys. Sangtian sa Che. Di ba? Okay, so now that I've established that I'm an artist, the whole half of this could be, healing that area na if I'm not, I forget the terms really, I should brush up on this. But alam mo yung turo na ng artist, ng passion na pag alam mo na yung gusto mong gawin, magaling ka doon, gusto mong gumaling doon ka lang kahit gaano kahirap. May tutulong sa'yo. Huwag mo nang isipin yung pera, huwag mo nang isipin yung Kasi, ginagawa mo naman yung gusto mo eh. Ginagawa mo naman yung passion mo. Tama? So, right? So, kung ikaw, kahit sports, MMA, artistry, crafts, arts, speaking, Dota, sama yun. Diba? If you're passionate about that, may nakita akong lumiyak pa sa live stream niya para lang explain to eh. Siguro dahil kawawa naman siguro yung magulang niya hindi gets yung ganun. Tapos akala niya magigets yung audience niya. Hindi, syempre, ganun na lang hinihingi niya sa audience niya. Diba? Kasi may nagpa-block ata sa kanya kasi hindi naman niya nabigyan ng freebies. Ang gustong freebies ng mga tao ngayon, Chong, yung free learning na nga eh. Free education na nga, pati linguistic reform. So, sige, andito na tayo ngayon sa point na, Rez, alam ko na yung gusto ko. Di ko magawa kasi sabi ng magulang ko, kesyo ganito, kesyo ganyan. Ang una mong isipin doon, bakit dapat ba sinusunod mo lagi yung magulang mo? Ang stipulation, muna dapat malaman mo na pwede mong hindi sundin yung magulang mo. Hindi ko na sasabihin, madamot ako artist ako Pero alamin nyo na lang yun, may stipulations dyan na hindi mo naman talaga, being a rebel for example, being a rebel na lang, diba? Kung gusto mo magrebelde, kailan at paano mo gagawin at sa anong to love, to in order to learn what you wanna love, do what you wanna love, that's one of the best ways to do it. And so when you've done that, so okay, Brad, eto na nagagawa ko na yung gusto ko pero wala namang pera dito. Kaya hanggang kailan ko to gagawin? Doon ka na mamimili with yung kaalaman ng pagpuputa. Because how much of that do you really want? And can you, put onto yourself? Because, this always reminds me, may dati may nagro-run ako ng kolektibo, union, kung anong Facebook group nung mahilig pa ako sa mga socialismo. Ngayon individualism na ako alam mo yun. We all run in parallel. That's the phrase that you're looking for maybe. Bro. We all run in parallels now. Parallels. Diba? Nung dati, nagpanik yung mga bataan ko noon kasi sabi daw, Rez, tinawag kang, parang may nagpaparinig sa'yo sa Twitter, which I'm not part of now. May nagpaparinig sa'yo sa Twitter na industry slut ka daw, kaya so ganito. Para sa akin, totoo naman, yun naman talaga ang tinuturo namin noon pa. Na kung gusto mo sa industriya mo, expected ka talaga magpaputa doon sa industry mo. Ngayon, pagandaan na lang ng industry ng toleration ng levels ng pagpuputa. Sa Pilipinas, number one example for where the industry that I came from, dominated tayo by Catholic values So, ang hirap maghubad sa music video, di ba? Kailangan, maganda ka, magandang blood mo, connected ka kay ganito. May nagkakaroon din ng oligarchy, pati, konting-konti lang talaga yung, isipin mo, konting-konti lang talaga yung sumisikat na wala naman talaga dapat kinalaman sa mga nauna ng mga, ginagawa nilang katwiran, kesyo kakilala niya sa gito. That's flattery, number one. And also, walang sense yun sa mga vloggers, diba? Kung papakute ka sa vloggers, kung gusto mo kasing cute ka ng vloggers, wag mo na ikatwiran na kilala mo si ganyan, kilala mo sa ganito, or friends ka ni ganyan. Dahil mas mahirap pa talagang patunayan yun unless you're right in front of them. Like when I targeted si Pat Terrano. Pat Terrano is my producer also. So, diba? Nung bata ko, narinig ko na yung pangalan niya yan, sina Pat Terrano, isa yan sa mga legendary na gumagawa na bata pa rin. So nung later on, nung pinapakita ko na siya sa production ko, nung na-target ko na siya, someone like him, someone at his level, there are other people at his level na parang nasa low-key side of culture lang. Hindi masyadong papakita, humble lang talaga. Diba? Parang kapag kaharap mo na, doon mo talaga malalaman. Pero yung nag-white lies ka na ginagamit mo yung pangalan ng iba, is that really passion? Is that really passion? When pwede ka namang magpagaling doon sa pagpuputa. Yun yung pagpuputa na tinatawag. Diba? Na anong maganda sa pagpuputa? Minsan yung di mo alam na kaya mong ipasok, ipapasok mo na rin. Diba? Kala mo dati ganito lang yung size na gusto mong gawin sa project mo. Di nag-project na kayo. Di lalong sumarap yung project nyo, diba? Lalong sumarap yung project mo with other people. Minsan 3 kayo, diba? O, gusto nyo 3 lang. Di 3 lang. Ako, nagawa ko ng mga 7 kami. 7 kami, tapos may camera pa. Tapos may mga ilaw pa. Tapos minsan kasama pa yung boss. O, di ba putang-puta na ako doon ako putang-puta. Tapos minsan may Colosseum pa. O, yun. yun talaga, diba? Parang ang tinuturo doon at natututunan yun ng mga bata. Diba? Mga bata. Kids, right? And like, when people talk about that in English, it's so confusing. And you think about it's about fame and glory and like setting the tone and being like this and being like that and trying to copy the new Korean trend and trying to be competitive about all these things. Pero, puta na sa Tagalog, sorry, ibiblip ko na lang. Sa Tagalog, ang tawag doon, pagpuputa nga. Yun talaga yung pinaka gusto kong i-translate doon. Para ikaw na nag-iisip ka parang si Google, ikaw na nag-iisip ka parang si ganito, si ganyan, cultural politics na pala trip mo. Yun muna aralin mo para alam mo kung anong pagbabawalan mo. Which levels of pagpuputa yung di mo matolerate sa platform mo. Pero kung yung pamilya ko, yung clan ko, yung clan mo, yung clan natin, gustong pinag-uusapan yung ganun sa industriya, kung masters naman kayo pala ng ganun. Diba? Pagpuputa mastery. Kung masters kayo ng ganun at pwedeng yun ang lagi niyong pinag-uusapan, yun yung content niyo eh. Bakit magiging yun? The point is, why would you allow your digital world to be bereft of that real estate, real thing, the real thing? Now, balik tayo sa agaw. Kasi directly kasunod yun, I think, ng konsepto na yan. Unahan kasi yan diba? Let's just put it that in a light way. Balik tayo dun sa Racy series. Unahan kasi yan. Nagawa na to ni ganyan nagawa na to ni ganito. That's recorded in time and people wanna know about that. Especially those who are in the opprobrium industry. The business of shame galawan, right? The business of publishing about all these old school elitisms. May new school elitism na which is what is happening now. What me as an artist sharing about that, although I don't have new personal recordings of what I know that has been done about that, I've always knew at the back of my head, I am doing this because at the back of my head, I have to show that artists are experts of that. That if you really don't get your artistry, if you keep on comparing yourself with people who wear shit like that and are able to show skin like that, you have to be able to explain to yourself, am I an artist? What artist thing am I doing? Hindi yung, kasi if ako ni Ariana Grande, diba? Tatanggapin ba ng nanay mo yun? Yung ganong pag-explain ng pagpuputa and the race. And inuunahan ko si ganito kasi nagtitraining na siya, sexy na siya. Ako, di pa ako ganun ka-sexy. Ngayon pa lang ako sumisexy, diba? Alam ko naman na magno-Noche Buena tayo kasi tayo, traditional family tayo. At so, baka tumaba na naman ako, mawala na naman ako sa galawan. Napakahirap nun isipin, lalo na para sa mga insecure na tao. And as you are always listening to this, nagkakaroon ka na ng parang what do you call this? PC for bandwidth for my way of expression, my way of explaining things, my way of conversation. Diba? Nafe-feel ko naman like I say, some of you guys are very shy. You message me about this and that. Although I am a subtext reader. So walang kwenta talaga yung parang mitigated speech nga. Pag may gusto ka sa akin sabihin mo na agad. Wag mo nang idol, pwede ba ganito pa? Sabihin mo na agad, wag mo nang tatawagan. Alam mo yun, I'm doing things Pero kung may message siya sa akin, sabihin mo na agad. Yung screenshot worthy, kasi minsan screenshot ko yung messages tapos ginagawan ko ng tawag sa ganun, lesson plan. Gagong puta. So that's yun lang alam ko sa teaching. Wala namang masabi sa akin yung faculty ko. Diba? Yung faculty natin, wala naman talagang sinasabi sa akin. So, di tuloy-tuloy lang. Artist ka naman, Rez. Artist ka naman kung nakikinig ka. And that, although that is an excuse, that is not an excuse, actually. It is only an excuse if you are practicing or teaching about leadership, right? But being an artist is kailangan mo aralin kung sino the who's who. The who's who na hindi basta celebrity lang. Kasi may mga artist na tapos na. Post-celebrity na nga diba? And lagi kong sasabi na baka nako-confuse nyo ako with artista. Porket yung mga nangungulit sa akin, artistahin. Alam mo yun, minsan mga kaibigan kong kalbo, na-invite na lang ako. Minsan, nagigising ako, ay puta, ikaw pala yan. Diba? Parang ganun, diba? Eh, ang daming gwapong kalbo. Kaya nga, nagpapatubo na ulit ako ng hair. Although di naman na mayabang, diba? Parang yung counter-intuitiveness na pag mas mahaba na actually yung buhok ko, actually mas nagiging humble pa ako. That's why you should always interact and stem from a basic, ganito na lang, isipin mo, diba? I have been sharing with you a lot of my personal intertwinings of my life. You could also do so. And by doing that, you should just think of it as healing, for yourself. Ako, nanonood lang ako dun, yung ganyan ka pala mag-heal. Siguro, mage ka, diba? So, ganyan ka pala mag-heal. Panoorin natin, tapos lalabas yung mga plus mo dito. Plus. Ikaw pala yan. Something like that, And I'm all about that as an artist. You have to be able to see that I'm all about that as an artist. This body is all about that as something that moves around with forms, something that appreciates high-level abstractions in order to put it on a piece and express my own identity as a visualist. Na bago pa mag-HDD, bago pa mag-For You and I, bago pa yung Gladys, bago pa yung status ko in the Tagalog world, status mo as my follower, status mo as my, the shy type over there, bago pa yung lahat, I've always been known as a visualist. Na pag may pinakita si Toledo, pinapatingnan talaga yan. Diba? Yan yung bagong, yan yung bagong patinginan. Kasi yan nangyari din naman sa akin yun. Isipin mo, 21, 22 ako, patinginan ako. Pag dinadala ako sa club ni Champ, putang ang dami nangungurot sa akin. Alala mo yun? Alala niyo yun, yung times na yun. Diba ganun din naman nangyari sa'yo? And that concept is very heavy to understand because of catcalling, female friendliness, feminism, counterculture, cancel culture, LGBTQ+. Ang pinaka-argument ko doon, saan ba nanggaling yun, diba? Internet, diba? Internet global discussions, natutunan ka ng mga ganyan, nakakabasa ka na ng mga ganyan. Tagalugin mo muna. Yun ang pinaka-lesson natin sa linguistic side of the base Tagalog theory of everything. And I think, yung yung pagtitiis lang na yun, na bago ka matuto in English, kung nakapag-base Tagalog ka naman naiintindihan mo na yung ibang hypothesis, may nahabol ka ng trope ng sinasabi ng base Tagalog, na ang tagal na nating pinag-usapan yung Filipino toxicity sawang-sawa na ako dun. Isipin nyo ganito, guys. Isipin nyo sa podcast na to, for my listeners, para dun sa mga naghahanap ng totoong version ko lang, yung totoong version ko lang na medyo baka nakita nyo na from me before, baka bagong footage lang naman to, bagong recording lang naman to. Pero yung nasabi na natin dati, na pag-usapan na natin dati pa, na kasawaan, isipin nyo kung kailan nyo pa napag-usapan yun. Start mo na yun, marka mo na yun. Pag 3 years na, sawa ka na, tapos lumampas pa dun, kumbaga sa sa levels ng engineering, inaaral yan, kaya nga may marking yung mixer, diba? Ito na, pinag-usapan na natin dito. Pumik na, markahan mo ulit, bababa. Tapos, syempre pag-usapan mo rin yun, mahanap mo ngayon yung sweet spot nung usapan na yun. Pag nahanap mo na yung sweet spot, kainin mo na. Pagkakain mo, alam mo na siya. Move on ka na. Hindi yung lalo na pag ayaw mo naman yung topic na yun pero kailangan mong matutunan, tuturo mo pa sa iba. The artist wants to just apply, draw, learn, and then repeat, rinse and repeat, apply, law, draw, learn, forever become part of that release cycle, and that's how you kill all these containers that attract demonetization. Actually, very good trick, very good trick. Then now the demonetization patterns will look for something else. Now they will look for linguistic endpoints. They will look for new dead ends. The demonetization movement, diba? Na sa tingin ko, malapit na namang gayahin ng mga Filipino thinkers and Filipino politics. If we get there, if we do get there, sige, pag-usapan natin yung dead end na yan. Shine the light upon that dead end and what is really found in that dead end. Kung wala naman palang, kung gets mo, kunyari, nagka-issue, may issue daw kuno, tapos magkaka-bureaucracy comment, ano na naman. Di shine the light upon that space, and then pag nakita mo na, ano na naman, narcos na naman, cancel culture na naman, stay woke na naman, mag-isip-isip ka na kung kanino ka, kung anong knowledge yung para sa'yo at hindi na para sa'yo. Hindi na. Yun lang naman ang pinaka gusto kong red feels, and as you can see, if you are part of the audio lang part of this, please do check out the video modes, both on YouTube and on the Rezbt-S podcast Facebook page for the full videos. I have been exploring the video side para hindi naman, I actually show my friendly side, kasi sometimes the audio is a tremendously powerful thing, and I do want to help out by presenting you, sort of yung kakulitan ko rin also, because although I am podcasting, I'm actually just at the recording of this podcast. Maraming salamat. You are listening to the voice of Rez Toledo, and this is the #1 base Tagalog podcast in the universe. And the motto right now is Sangtian Satye Siensai. Rez Toledo.